Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Wick Zones Part 2. Got cut off in that other video, so we need to come back here. Anyway, we were talking about the Wick Zones and how simple a trade they are. And you can see here the yen was a nice trade to the south out of that lower H4 Wick zone. We come back to the dashboard here with the new TRO's 2017 Wick zones. I loaded it up a bunch of times. I got some other stuff on there turned off. So I'm going to try and get these indicators out probably on Sunday, the Happy New Year day. I have to do some documentation, basically how to use this, the new 2017 TRO zones indicator, and the dashboard. I'm going to continue to explain this using videos. I just think it's easier for me because there's just so much to it. And I'll probably put a few things in the PDF documentation, but most of the documentation is going to go in these videos. And here we turn on the column by using a number other than 0, and it has to be less than 21 right now. I might increase it, depends on how many more indicators we can load up. So we select the Wick zone indicator, and you can see here there's a whole bunch of indicators. So we have the Wick zone. We select the period. The heading, if you want to change the name of the heading, you can just make sure, like this one's only 4 spaces wide. So if you want to change the heading, for example, you could say WZ, and that should pop out as a WZ. And as far as the rest of it goes, one thing you might want to do if you don't need parameters, the indicator's not going to use them, but you might want to clean this up. So if you come back in and use that same template and you start to change the indicators and you get weird results, that could be the reason why. So just a heads up. Remember, you have to put a number in here other than 0 or it will not display. The thresholds, if you forget to put a threshold in something like percent change, they would all be magenta. So remember, and this, so I'm saying if it's bigger than 0.5%, either way, to display in magenta. And as you can see, we've got, you can put indicators from A through R. There's a bunch. You can load up the whole screen with indicators. And so you see here, that's how it changes. And you might want to do that for whatever reason. You might not like the main heading. So once again, we're looking at this little trade here, coming through and out of Wick zones right there at the midpoint of the H4 lower Wick zone. And once again, these will only display if price is in the Wick zone. So let's see. Oh, I put a little trade on here. I was fooling around and testing some things. So that's what it's looking like right there. Just a little 0.02. But what was I going to do? I was going to do something. Oh, come back over to here. And we'll come down. Oh, we went too far. Wick zones. And let's just look at the 4 hour. Makes it a little bit clearer, doesn't it? So as you can see, you can use this without the dashboard, and then you can just watch the price. Now you might want to go all the way down to say maybe M5 to see how see the price action here in the wick zone. So as I said, the midpoint line, you can use it as a stop. So here you go long. If you didn't take your pips, then maybe you stopped out here only to see it to continue. So you have to manage your trades. That's number one. It almost goes without saying, but it really doesn't, because there's a lot of people who do not manage their trades. Okay. Let's see. And you can see all the times it's tried to go up through here. So that kind of reminds me, maybe we've got R1 at 87. That's what I was waiting for. So we'll let that ride for a little bit. Or maybe what I'll do is we're at 75. I'll just go ahead. Now I'm going to let it ride. So the indicator tells you prices in the lower wick zone. Here you can change the weight message right there. Remember, on my other screen I have the don't be an idiot message. That's just too funny. Don't want to be an idiot. And remember, here you can, if you want, come over to the dashboard, and right here, if you want to change all the charts, you set that to true. So if I hit that button, it changes all of the charts. So you can come over in here and see. Once again, the midpoint action here, just horizontal lines. I mean, if you've read anything I've written, you know I've said it at least twice. All you need to trade is a horizontal line. I mean, that's it. Price either it comes to the line right there and it reverses. It comes to the line, it crosses it. It comes back to the line, it crosses it. That's all price is going to do. Up and down. And that's why it's so frustrating for me to read other people's work and see just all the craziness that's going on out there. I mean, I guess maybe I shouldn't bother it. I should just focus on what I do. But I like to learn. In fact, one of the things I learned recently was, looking at other people's threads, looking at other people's codes, was a way to highlight this. See, before I just had it turned on by reversing the colors here, but now I can actually highlight that. So it stands out just a little bit more, and you can pick your own background color. That's one of the inputs. Where do we have it here? The dashboard, right here. You can do that. Remember, if you want to turn off the background, or the candles or the bars, you can do that too, in case you want to just have a full dashboard display. I think I showed that in an earlier video. So there's New Zealand dollar. Who do we have? We have right here Euro AD. You can see here's the got all kind of wick zone action here. And we're on H4. Why don't we go to H1 and you can see it a little bit better. Australian, New Zealand, same, lots of action. So you can see how the zones overlap sometime. Okay, so here we're just looking at the H4. And of course, let me just show you one thing so you don't freak out. If you use the current zone, you don't really see it too well. There he goes. But we're on H4. Okay. Actually, that was the M5 zone because we said current. So if we switch over here to M30. You can see it right there. And see, once it pops out of the zone goes away. That's how that works. Okay, who else do we have? Oh, the yen's dropping back. Oh, the euro yen, that was a crazy trade yesterday. Unfortunately, I was not long, and fortunately, I was not short when that happened. So part of the psychology of trading, and maybe frustration, is, when do you take profit? I was talking to a trader yesterday on the phone, and I told him, I said that, a lot of people, like to poke fun because I take 5 pip scalps or 10 pip scalps or 3 pip scalps. But when you're in the market, you are exposed to flash crashes, news events, anything. There's some people got wiped out when it went up like that. There's some people made a lot of money. And some people, made a lot of money when it came back down. But the point is that you've got to protect yourself. And when you're in the market, especially if you've got any size on, you are exposed and you can get wiped out. Totally wiped out. So I've been coding this morning, but I stuck that little yen trade on just because I wanted to test some things live, so I just put on small. But I mean, this thing could go against me 100 pips. It's not going to hurt me because of 0.02 lots. But I mean, if I had 1.0 or 2.0 and it did that, that would be devastating. Would not like to see that happen at all. Nobody likes to lose money, that's for sure. So once again, we've got it set so it'll just show the previous candle's wick zone because we've got current period there. So you can look at the 1 hour. You can see it's in the wick zone. And that's about it. So I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Happy New Year. Wish you a prosperous New Year. And as always, fellow traders, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne signing off.